When the missus starts asking me to bring down the Christmas decorations from the loft or the attic and start hanging decorations, tinsel, all that kind of stuff, it only tells me one thing. You would think, oh, Christmas is on the way. No, it's not. It's time to start wrapping up 2024's best running shoes. And I'm starting with my favorite category, Max Cushion shoes. Here are the 5 that I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna do that whole suspense thing. The suspense is gonna be the sequence and my reasons as to why I've put the 5 in that order. New Balance's More V5, the very beautiful Brooks Glycerin Max, Puma's MagMax, boom, Hoka's Skyward X, and Altra's Via Olympus 2. My name is Aubrey, I'm a runner, and I'm good with being me. Please join me for this one. It's gonna be a fun one. I'm gonna explain why I've ordered these shoes this way. All right, let's start here. Altra's Via Olympus 2. Now, this has broken the rules a little bit to be included in this list because it's only 33 mils of stack. Now, normally, max cushion for me, I want you to go over that 40 mil. That's what the rest of these shoes will do. This is only 33, but it's 33 all across. The reason I've included it, you can buy this. It's the cheapest of all of the shoes, 101 pounds. And it's a good shoe, especially when you compare it to the earlier version. Let's not talk about that one. Also, it's the lightest shoe of the shoes I'm going to talk to you about, coming in at 318 grams. So, 3 things. The weight being 318 grams, the stack 33, the price 101 pound. The key selling features though go beyond that. It's this outsole here. Now you see it emulates your bone structure in your foot to do 2 things. Not only to flex this way, but also allow you that twisting motion, emulating what your bones actually do. The second selling feature here is this foot shape. I always talk about this in ultra running shoes. That brings max cushioning a different dimension to it. It's not just how plush the midsole is, but also it allows your toes to splay out a little bit, giving you that foot shape upper. That I like in the forefoot. Anyway, that is number 5. Coming in at number 4, Brooks's Glycerin Max. Now, this is number 4. That's not to be laughed at. Number 4 in this list is really, really good. The reason why it's number 4, I feel like Brooks has finally given us a max cushion shoe. When they do the glycerin, even when they did the Ghost Max, I can see they're going towards something. This is that. 45 millimeters at the back, 39 at the front, 39 at the front alone. The highlight is that it doesn't zap all of your energy. It still gives you a good return of energy. It performs very well. However, at 180 pounds, it comes in as the second most expensive on my list, but also it's the heaviest. I wear a 9.5 UK. It comes in at 359 grams. I have to say though, Brooks, in my opinion, this is the best shoe you guys have made. In my opinion. I know a lot of people like the Hyperion Maxes, the Ghost series, even the standard Glycerin, but for me, Brooks announced a whole different proposition when they gave us this one. So number 4 is Brooks's Glycerin Max. Let's touch on number 3. Now number 3, Hoka's Skyward X. Now this one has broken another rule. It's got a carbon thing. I don't want to call it a carbon plate, but it's got a carbon mechanism in there that aims to give you that stability. That's its main priority, not necessarily propulsion or that return of energy, though it contributes to it, but I think that's secondary. That carbon plate, as you can see, runs along in a diagonal and starts to make an appearance on the outside there. That's just to hold the shoe in, and that is best felt as part of the running experience in this shoe. I have to tell you, it's just a fun shoe. It's 48 millimeters of stack height and 43. Just the front alone is race illegal. I love that. I have to say though, it is the most expensive of the lineup that I'm showing you today at 185. Not the heaviest at 334 grams in my lineup. Now, other key selling parts to this, I just love this thing here. I love how that feels. It hits the brief. The cushioning is not just the midsole. the way this upper feels, the way the tongue feels in terms of its padding, all of it just gives you that plush feeling, and it gives you that max cushion all around, not just the midsole. But let's not lie about it. The key selling feature here is this midsole. Because, oh, wait, before we move on to number 2, I want you to look in there, right? You can see the hole in there, right? If I turn it, you now start to appreciate, like my whole fingers, you can't see my fingernails now. You can appreciate how much stack is in this thing. And I love it for that. Anyway, sorry, I kind of went too long for this. My number 2. Now this was tough because for the longest time, this was gonna be my number 1. What Puma have done in the MagMax, I just love. Here's why. This shoe here has taken over on the days where I would do the Deviate Nitro, just the standard one, or the Magnify, I would use this. I prefer using this because it's not just cushioning. It is versatile. It does give you a return of energy. And therefore, its selling point is exactly why it's not number 1, because this category is all about max cushioning. But I have to say, this outsole here, please don't mess around. When Puma Grip does its job, it does it. Now, this is one of the best that I have in this entire lineup. At 46 and 38, you could see it's a beast of a shoe. It's also the second lightest out of all of the shoes. The versatility on it. It is the 3rd most expensive, coming in at $170, but I have to tell you, you're not gonna regret that. It also has this subtle hidden message over there, bouncy AF, and I love the way they've done the tongue. It's fully gusseted. The upper is in line with how Puma does what it does. I just love what this shoe will give you. You can't go wrong with it. However, my number 1 shoe, when it comes to these, bang, New Balance More V5. When the 4 came out, it blew my mind. I just couldn't understand how a shoe could be that comfortable. But that shoe got dethroned by Nike Invincible 3 because that is gold standard when it comes to a max cushion shoe. In my opinion, Nike Invincible 3 is my definition of perfection. To the extent, I don't think this is better than the Nike Invincible 3. I do think though, out of the shoes in 2024, this is my number 1. Let me explain why. 140 pounds, very affordable. I took this out of the box and I went and ran New York Marathon. Now I know, no new things before race day, I get that, but I just needed to see what it's gonna do. Don't get me wrong, I struggled out of the New York Marathon, not because of the shoe, but it was me. But the comfort that this shoe gave me, not only on the day, I ran a marathon on a Sunday, I was out running again on a Tuesday, and that's unheard of. The cushioning, the preservation of my legs that the shoe did for me is why it's number 1. Simple as that. In terms of the drop, 43 at the back, 39 being a 4mm drop. I love that drop as well. It comes in at 332 grams in my 9.5 UK at 140 price point. I just love it. The cushioning in this, to me, it is the definition of max cushioning. The downside of this shoe, and I'm just gonna tell you outright, don't think I'm just being biased. Some of you guys like to troll, be like, oh, it's because New Balance took him to New York and therefore, no. The downside of this shoe, bang, this outsole here, this part here, the wear and tear that I'm experiencing there, I didn't like that New Balance, I just gotta say it. Secondly, the other thing that I don't like about this shoe, we talked the versatility on the other ones. This is not gonna be a shoe you're gonna take on a speed workout. Don't do that. You're not gonna move. However, if you're looking for cushioning, if you're looking for that feeling of a max cushion shoe, whether it's a recovery run, long run, easy run, of my 2024 shoes, this is it. That's only part 1. I'm gonna do a lot more of these as we wrap up the year. The next one that I'm gonna do, my super trainers, best super trainers of 2024.